I'm back. And I just wanted to show this to you. So these streets, I've mentioned a few times, I love the streets in Thailand. These kind of things, like, I actually have no idea why I like them so much, but probably because it's authentic. I don't know, but I purposely drive the long way around so I can drive past this house every day because it's so strange. I'll show you a few things about it, but it's very cool. So, since selling everything, quitting my job and moving halfway across the world by myself to chase this new dream of solo traveling around the world and creating a life for myself, I have spent significantly more time alone and in my head, both physically alone, mentally alone, and obviously I can't be physically in my head, so. And with that has come many highs, but many lows, of course. But today is not going to be one of those videos where I sit here and open up my heart to you guys about things that I've faced or things I've dealt with. In fact, it's a bit different. I just felt like driving around and I want to see some cool things that I haven't seen before. And I want to, of course, bring you guys along. I thought this was on my forehead and I was like, have I just put ink there? Anyway, I'm going to just talk about some things I've learned solo traveling or being alone for the last 2.5 months while we go explore around Chiang Mai and see what we can come across with. That guy was like, what the hell? So let's go check it out. Oh my God, tried to be steezy, didn't work. So the way that this is gonna work today, right, is I have no idea what we're gonna see. I'm just gonna drive to areas I've never driven and I'm gonna show you guys some things that I personally think are cool and you guys can be like, Alex, you're an idiot, that's not cool at all, but it's what we're doing, all right? And then the things I'm telling you that I've learned will just be off the top of my head. It's not like these are the fundamentals, these are just some things. There's obviously more, but I'm just gonna tell you guys a few things. So, come on, let's go. So, as you can see, this area is pretty beat up. This is the first time since the floods I was able to come down to this side of Chiang Mai, and I can see why. Like, this area was so underwater. It's pretty bad. Let's check it out though. Like, oh my God, it's just sludge. No, my shoes. One memento. Okay, for this part, even though I have my tripod, I'm gonna go handheld for a minute and I'm just gonna show you and I'll talk over the footage. So again, if you don't, my shoes, no, if you don't like handheld, just skip it. Don't, but you can skip it. So as you can see, this used to be a gym, right? There's my footprints, my poor shoes. That was insensitive, not my poor shoes. Look at this. All the houses over there got like properly hammered, of course. But this is wild. This whole park would have been like double my head height, so like 12 feet in water. But I did want to, do you reckon we can walk across this? How bad is this going to be? It stinks too, of course. Oh no. Damn. That's just a big pile of rubbish from all the houses here. I've seen a bunch of people just dumping on it. Pretty crazy. But I drove past this and I wanted to come because I only saw the basketball hoops and it looked like, you know, kind of aesthetically pleasing. I didn't realize it would be this bad. Holy, it's like layered in sludge. Like properly layered. Ugh. My shoes are so ruined. See? Looks kind of nice, hey? I want my tripod. So I'm gonna get out of this area. It's just gross. Like, we'll come back here later on, but like, my shoes are all, it's worse than it looks, and it looks bad. But while we're here, we may as well talk about one thing I've learned, which is pretty interesting, is like a lot of your problems in your life you think would be solved by external factors, but they won't. So like, you can't run from your own problems, which are within. So in Australia, obviously, I had a lot of issues, or not issues, but there was a lot of things I wanted to fix or change, and I thought changing my surroundings would aid that. And it certainly has helped, but you still have the voice inside your head, or those problems that are internal, regardless of where you are. So like, when you're sitting at home or you're in your life and you're thinking like, I wish I could just run away from everything, it doesn't work like that, actually. So not for me anyway. That's one thing I've learned. So like, a lot of the issues that I had in Australia have followed me here. I'm completely fine. It's just, I'm a human, believe it or not. So that's an interesting one, which a lot of people don't understand, because not many people have done this life that I'm doing, which I'm very fortunate for. But that is very interesting to me. You can distract yourself, of course, with external things, but you still go to sleep with the same person that you were prior to this. That makes sense. Oh my God. That's not stable. Yuck. Let's just, let's not say we did. Actually, I'll move. So first things first. Is this stable? Yep. This whole area, so I'm in the south of Chiang Mai. There's like the old town, which is like this. I'm down here. So so this is Chiang Mai, and I'm in the south down here. It was super heavily affected by the floods. There's almost nothing normal. Like, all the cars are pretty much fucked and everything, as you saw. My feet are, yeah, anyway. So what we're gonna do is not explore this area. I'm just gonna get back on my scooter and we're gonna go to the top, or like, northwest of Chiang Mai, and see if there's anything cool out there. But just touching on the last thing is, actually before that, I upset a lot of people with my video about pie, which I thought I would, but I just wanted to let you guys know that everyone who's commenting hate in the comments, I bet you kiss your dad on the lips.
3, 2, 1, talk to me.
Oh, don't mind me, just cleaning my shoes. So stuff like this, right? This is sketchy. I find super cool and super interesting. I'm probably weird for this, but it's just like a little park off the road that there's not many people here, and it's just peaceful and bliss, and I like that. So another thing I've learned is you can be solo traveling or alone, but you're never truly alone. Like, it sounds cliche, but when you're like feeling lonely or feeling down, you can sit there and sulk, or you can sit there and be sad. Or for me, it's pushed me to meet new people, and the amount of people who are doing a similar thing to what I'm doing has shocked me. And they're all in the same boat, like looking for new friends or looking to meet new people, and you instantly resonate because you have so much in common. So if you're ever like thinking about doing this and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can make friends, I promise you will. If you just try a little bit, you'll meet people 100%. Just be genuine, transparent, and it'll all work itself out. If I fell in, that would be so terrible. It's very gross, but very peaceful.
and it feels so good.
Firstly, how cool is this? So this is just, I accidentally turned down the wrong way, and I think I was driving on a footpath, I'm not too sure, but I just saw this little red bridge that leads to people's houses, and the people in the public would never see this, or tourists would never see this stuff. And for me, it's so cool. Like, I love these things. It's not like, what's the word, monumental, like amazingness, but it's just so like beautiful, if that makes sense. The other thing I wanted to say is it's very easy to be a glass half empty kind of person when you solo travel. So like look at things negatively. So right now, right, this place that I'm at, for example, it'd be so easy for me to sit here and be like, oh, I wish I was here with a girl, or I wish I was here with a friend or someone else, like damn, like that. But the alternative is you have to switch your mindset to be like, I get to make this memory for myself. Like, how many people out there can be sitting on this tiny little random red bridge in the back end of Chiang Mai in Thailand on a Sunday? No one. Like, you just got to look at things so like positively when you're like this, because it's so easy to derail yourself when you're by yourself, if that makes sense. Like, you can't rely on other people's energy. So for me, it's very easy for my brain to go like this and snowball. So just stay positive, I guess, and look at things positively, because this is like so few people in the world get to experience this kind of thing. And for me, it's just like amazing. But I can't believe I found this place. I'm going to legitimately mark on the maps because it was such an accident. I actually got lost, but yeah. Also, apologies for the light. It's like 12:30, so that it's hot. Also, one thing I've learned is, regardless of if you're solo traveling or living in your hometown or whatever you're doing, just take lots of photos and videos on your phone and store them somewhere, because that is the best way to capture memories. Especially if you're solo traveling, try and capture how you feel, not just the area you're in. Because when you're older, you get to show it to your kids or look back upon it and remember the small things and the big things, but also the small things. So yeah, it's quite important. But I'm gonna call it there. I'm sorry if we didn't see some cool things by your standards. I enjoyed driving around today, and I didn't know that those areas would be so flood destroyed. So we'll definitely go check them out when it's all been cleaned up and things like that. There's a bee. But outside of that, we saw some cool things, talked about some cool things, and I hope you enjoyed it. But more importantly, I'll see you in the next one.